What's going on, family? And welcome back to the Coffee Club, the one and only place where you get to have coffee with me and decide which way that I'm going to start my day with which song and which artist today. But today, friends, it's all on me. Today, it's all on me. Today was my decision. So I decided to come back and visit our friend Wu today. She has been very patient when it came to the Raye reactions or reviews that we had. And I decided that as soon as I had the first opportunity to do one in a coffee club break, that we were going to get back to that other song that I promised her that we would do. So shout out to Wu for bringing us one of the newer songs from Raye. It looks like I Will Overcome. Is this looks like there's no video or anything today. It looks like it's straight music, so I'm going to be able to vibe today. This music may contain hope. Is that a project that is already out, or is it coming out soon? Let's go on. Let's try to look up. All right, hold on, friends. Hold on. This music contains hope. You guys probably can't see that. This music may contain hope. Studio album by Raye. And 99% of users liked this album, I would imagine, right? Looks like it came out in March. Okay, so this is a brand new album from Raye then. Let's see how many songs I got up here. I got at least 5 more, it says. 16 songs? Okay, a lot of new songs on here. Okay. Oh my god, the coffee is slapping today. It is, some days where it's good and it's good, but some days it's great. Today it's great. I don't know if it's because I'm in the regular size mug, and lately I've been doing a lot of the XL mugs, so my ratio is probably a little bit off in terms of the cream and sugar, you know what I mean, or the milk and sugar, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But with the regular size coffee cup, I know the exact how much sugar should be in that little junk that I have and all that. You know what I'm saying? It's to a science. So when it's a little bit bigger, my ratio is probably a little off still, so it's not exactly the same. Okay, talked enough about coffee today. If you'd like to join the coffee club, we would love to have you. Membership is still open. And you can do that on our Patreon, lowest tier. $5 a month, you can join the coffee club and be cool like us and tell me which songs to listen to. You know what I'm saying? We would love to have you. We would absolutely love to have you. Shout out to Wu for, again, being so patient with these reviews. And today we are going to check out this I Will Overcome. We're going to stop talking now. We're going to play the song. And it's time to vibe. Let's get into it. Yeah. Shut up, Johnny, and play the song.
There's a thin gray veil over the horizon. The wall between hope and despair. She exists behind it. She will overcome it. 500 steps left to make it to the front door. My red high heels click, click. 4 many 2 drinks. I feel my backbone threaten to greet the concrete below me. Who wants to be in Paris, drunk and alone, where the phantom of a past love lingers in the cracks of the cobblestones that I march on, and it haunts me and it taunts me. And suddenly in the reflection of a Chanel boutique window, I can see the old me and I hate her. I feel syrup strands of blue moonlight pour through the clouds to find me out like.
Oh my god. She says she found herself staring at into the mirror of what'd she say, Chanel boutique or something like that. Doesn't matter what kind it was. But either way, I think it's all about those times when you see yourself in the mirror and it either in the moment disgusts you, in this case, reminding of my old self, and you're just and it depresses you. I was gonna say that the one thing I've really appreciated about songs that she does like this is I feel like she finds this cool way to really story tell inner thoughts. You know what I mean? Where she creates these songs that are so almost like the inner parts of your brain, where it's your inner dialogue, and she puts it out into music. And to find a way to do that and it to be like vibey and music that you'd want to listen to, I feel like is extremely like rare. You know what I mean? I think that there's a handful of artists out here that I personally enjoy that do something similar with like almost like the inner dialogue. Not, like I said, it's not every song, but it's like sometimes we do it where it's like the inner dialogue, all the inner thought. Like I'm staring at myself in the mirror of a boutique, and I'm seeing versions of my old self, and I'm thinking to myself, I hate that person, you know? I feel like we're going to talk today. We're going to talk today. I can't help it. These coffee club reviews, I swear I'd be the most chatty on these. I don't know why. I feel like I could talk more in here, but I feel like I can, and I do. And we're going to come across a time where there's going to be people in the comment sections again. They're going to be like, Johnny, shut the fuck up. Why don't you talk so fucking much? Blah, 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 blah. And I don't understand people at all that watch reaction review videos of any sorts and get upset with people who talk through them. I'm like, isn't that the point that you're looking for, is for people to vibe and or talk about it? I guess some people want to just see people dance when they're listening to music and stuff or whatever. I don't know. Like I've had a conversation with a few other review or reactors out there, and we've all said the same thing, where it's like, it just never makes any sense to all of us when people say, you talk too much in a review. You know what I mean? You talk too much. My bad. I thought that's what I was supposed to do. You know, I tell people all the time, and then I'm playing and press and play. The less I talk, the worse I feel I did of a video. If I don't say anything, I don't feel like I did a good job. Even if I was dancing and vibing and all that kinds of stuff, even if I was feeling all that, if I don't say anything, I feel like I'm just wasting people's time, because I didn't do anything. You know what I mean? I didn't say anything. I didn't add any value to what we did here, you know, or something, you know. So I hate it. So when people make those comments, it makes no sense to me at all, because I'm like, I already beat myself up if I don't talk enough. And then when people are like, you talk way too much, it's like, okay, well, you know, my brain doesn't correlate that. My brain doesn't correlate that I'm not talking enough in these videos. I gotta understand that I drone sometimes. I be droning, but that's just me. That's just me, you know. And if you don't like that about me, then you obviously don't want to be a part of my channel. So, like, I never understand people who leave hate comments. I feel like those people just need hugs. You know what I mean? And every fan base has got them sometimes. As soon as you get to a certain level, there's bitter people that are in the fan bases. That's one thing I have appreciated about Raye fans as well out there in the world, is they're not really like that. Most people are more open and welcoming and more... I don't know, just genuinely good people and nice people, it seems, in the comment section. So I had no problem at all getting more focused and sidetracked on getting back onto some Raye reviews, because I've definitely appreciated her music, and or the people, again, in the comment sections aren't the worst people in the world. So I can name a few for you. But shut up, Johnny. Get back to the song.
Syrup strands of blue moonlight pour through the clouds to find me out like a spotlight, as if heaven's watching down to illustrate briefly the state of my mind. I have black cat-eye glasses, so I look chic as I cry. And it's funny, some people say I remind them of Amy. Some spit through their keyboards, I'll never amount, and the evil and insults that...
Right there. Okay, right there. She just talked about, and this is why we talk about this all the time on the channel. Don't be in the comment section saying that anybody reminds you of anybody else. I don't think that any artists out there like that. They don't. I don't think that they like it. So when you're in somebody's comment section, like Raye's comment section, she says, oh, she's giving off all the Amy Winehouse vibes. Which, if I've ever said it, I don't think I have. Because like I said, I try to make a point to never say to die on these hills, to never compare artists this way. Because who is to say that Raye even likes Amy Winehouse? That she even likes a single thing that she's ever done or represented? Nothing is to say that. Just because she might remind you of Amy Winehouse doesn't mean she's trying to sound like Amy Winehouse. And it's the same thing for any other artists out here. It's just because they might remind us of said artist. It's why on my Twitch streams we have a It's Giving Deftones emote. It's because so many people in rock sections say it's giving Deftones vibes. And not everybody likes Deftones. And not everybody's trying to sound like Deftones. Just like she said, I don't even try to sound like Amy. And then the flip side of what she said there was a bunch of people say that I'll remind her of what I consider to be like a goat, right? So of someone who's a great. And then the next other half of the comment section will say that I'll never amount to it. You'll never be Amy Winehouse. That's the whole point. Don't even compare him in the first place. Raye is Raye. Ray's trying to be Raye. She ain't trying to be nowhere else. I love the fact that she's getting all swaggy in here, where it's almost like braggadocious, where she's like, I'm wearing the nice shades, so I'm at least looking chic while I'm crying. Like, you know, she's like, I'm in my bag, I'm looking good, but I ain't feeling right. You know, like, you just because you're looking good doesn't always mean that you're feeling right. And I think that at the end of the day, we all just want to look good and feel right. You know what I mean? We want to feel ourselves that way. That's the ultimate goal, right? Is for us to love ourselves this way. I feel like I still struggle with this, man, like so fucking much. I don't even want to get into the conversation, but yes, self-love is very important. And if you're like me and you have none of it at all, it's a struggle just to find a little bit. So like I said, I understand in those little moments when I've looked in the mirror sometimes and I'm like, damn, you look all right today, bro. And how good that kind of feels in a moment. Like I said, it's, you know, two hands in my life of counting, maybe, that I've had those moments where I was like, good job, man. You did good today. Not even about looking good, but just like self-worth, you know what I mean? Where that self-love thing, right? Where it's important. So again, don't be commenting out there. It affects people. It affects people's mental health, man. Like I said, it's not cool to compare artists to each other, because it's, like I said, just because it might remind us of things doesn't mean that's what the artist wants. I think the artist wants to be seen, heard, and felt, and that doesn't mean I'm trying to be somebody else. I'm trying to be myself. I think everybody is always trying to be themselves, and for us to always be so consistently comparing people to others, it's not right. I just don't think it's right, and it's something I try really hard to not do in general. If I ever do, it's more or less like along the lines of like, these are the things that I personally found that I loved in a person, and I also see them in this person. I love the same things about them. That's the only kind of way that I try to compare people, is because it's not really a comparison. It's a personal comparison. The way I loved Amy Winehouse is the way that I love Raye. It's not because she reminds me of Amy Winehouse. It's because the way that I loved her, I find the same thing in her, that I love her the same way. Does that make sense? It's a whole different statement. The artists, if they read those comments, wouldn't feel that way if they read something like that. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be the same of like, oh, she's giving Amy Winehouse vibes. Like, I feel like this is one of those things where, don't get me wrong, you know, this is not a shot. This is not a dig on Gen Z, but but the whole vibes thing, it's cool. But we got to stop making comparisons. It's got to stop being comparisons. And I feel like a lot of this is comparison, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at the end of the day. I've said enough. Shutting up. I just had to talk about that because we talk about this so much on the channel about, as I said, we had the whole It's Giving Deftones thing on our live streams. Like, it's point we bring up so much, and she literally addressed it. She literally addressed, like, this is why we shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? So, anyway, sorry. I know I'm talking way too much. How long are we going? Oh boy, yeah. Oh yeah, this will be a long one today, friends.
And the evil and insults, the arrows from your tongue is the same devils you tortured her with.
Hold on. I missed that part of it. Like, again, storytelling, so you gotta pay attention, or else you're gonna miss something here.
Evil and insults, the arrows from your tongue.
Didn't go back far enough. The arrows from your tongue. We gotta let her cook.
My mind, I have black cat-eye glasses, so I look chic as I cry. And it's funny, some people say I remind them of Amy. Some spit through their keyboards, I'll never amount. And the evil and insults, the arrows from your tongue is the same devils you tortured her with.
She's basically saying those same arrows and daggers from your tongues are the ones that essentially were the demise of her, of why she... There's probably so much truth to that. again, we're not gonna go down this path again, but I feel like she just put the period at the end of that of like, this is why we don't do it, because it could affect people so much so. Artists, again, they're very sensitive people. So many of them are sensitive. I'm not saying they're all sensitive. It's not people when people say that someone's sensitive, they always take it as a negative thing. Being sensitive isn't negative. It's a good thing. I feel like I was raised to never feel anything. So like when people called me sensitive, it automatically got my spine up. But now if somebody was to call me sensitive, or when people call me sensitive, I'm like, thank you. You know what I mean? Like, I do care. I do care a lot. I feel like I'm very empathetic. I care a lot. I am sensitive. It doesn't mean that I can't take. I don't have thick. It doesn't mean I don't have thick skin. I think that's what people took that as. It's like that you don't have thick skin, that you can't take a blow. Trust me, fam. I've taken some blows, bruh. You know what I mean? I can take the hits. I have taken the hits my whole fucking life, and so it ain't even about that. But yes, I can't. I am a sensitive person, and I think it's okay to admit that. But again, you know, our words mean things. Our things we say in comment sections, that means things. People see that. It affects people. It's not right. You know what I mean? Every video I go through, we go through the comment section. We read a few of them. We use all of them to help the artist algorithm. We do this. But I see comments all the time. That's why we even started talking about this. Is like the comments that people made. You know, the comments that people made. The world's already a negative place. A comment section isn't the next place to go just dump your negativity into. It's not right. It's not right. All right, Johnny.
With any horizon. The wall between hope and despair. She exists behind it. She will overcome, will overcome. 500 steps back and I was doing so well. While scrolling I sighed of everyone online who was so much happier and content and complete. To feel better, I shall arrange a sad little feast. Where I will jump up and down on my bed in my grief, and I'll play Edith Piaf and I'll dance and I'll eat chocolate cake and I'll have no regrets till I wake up and hate me now. I must know anyhow. I will be overcome. She will, she will, she maybe I've lost count. My battery died, so I'm not sure if I turn left or turn right. As my eyes gather tears, it's as if it was staged. How the night skies above start to thunder and rain like a Hollywood movie, with some sad exceptions. No lover to kiss or promised happy endings. I'll swing round this street lamp and I'll give you a story. You may say I look crazy, but I won't even care. Aren't we all broken people, just perfect how to hide it? And life's guarantees that we're all going to die. So am I going to live like this all of my life? I'm not okay right now, but I'll get there somehow. Wicked world wants to whisper, you can know, you won't be, you will know. So go home and shut up and go sleep. This is my song to remind me I need it well. I will horizon, and it is the wall between hope and despair. She exists behind it. She will overcome.
Wow. I was not prepared for that today. Headphones on, eyes closed. That's how I felt, man. It's a journey. It's a journey through it. I love how like this was like a story of like the whole like, you know, I've only got 500 steps left to where I'm trying to go, and this is like the thought process of the moment. And I feel that, man. I feel that. Like I feel like you never really know what's on somebody's mind or what's going through their head, but you never, like, it could be as impactful as the 500 steps that she took on this journey that created eventually this song. Going through the how quickly like one thing can lead you to the next when it comes to like the negative thoughts. I feel like that's what I took away from like listening to the second verse through, kind of, but just kind of letting the rest of the song rock that way. Was it kind of made me feel like the whole thing was like just like what, like rapid fire of the bad thoughts, like one thing leads to the next, you know what I mean? It's just like all at the same time, how much it hits you, and it just feels like it's never ending. Trying to think of what I really want to say here, because I feel like there's a lot to unpack, or a lot you could say. She made the comment about being online and comparing yourself to others. And I feel like so many people probably listen to stuff like that and they're like, how could she think that? You know, she's such a, beautiful person. And, you know, she's so talented. And how could she ever be, envious and jealous of other people online? And I think that what I took away from that was that, and that's something I've always been kind of aware of, but I think sometimes we forget as people. It took me a long time to even have this perspective that people who are famous at the top of the mountaintop, whatever you want to consider them to be, wherever they're at in their careers, they are people too. And they feel things the same way that we do. And Raye is no different than you and I. So just because she is talented, and just because she is in a position where it seems like, well, why would she ever even think these things? The thoughts don't stop. You know, there's plenty of examples out there when it comes to just mental health things. I always use people as like Robin Williams as an example, the guy who was laughing all the time, and still they got him. It's the same concept, where it's like, just because you don't think that anybody would think or feel this way doesn't mean that they don't still. And I think that when she brought up the thing about comparing people online, there's so much of it that we don't even understand that is subliminal to us, where you don't even always understand how much we are comparing ourselves to others, always in the moment. And I think that it's so unfortunate that we live in a society that when we look at just really onto anything, where the first thing that we do is judge it, versus just take it in, right? And then come to a conclusion. Like you're always looking to either love or hate something almost immediately. This is why on our live streams and all that, we always play the whole song, no matter if it's crazy, no matter if it's wild, because you have to, or what people might consider not to be good. It is art. It is meant to be taken in completely. You know, even like in a song like this, where it is a piece of art, but it's also like almost like a diary note. Like I said, to me, I feel like this is inner dialogue put out into an art form. There were so many different random transitions throughout this thing. The what's the word I'm looking for? The mastering of this, the mixing, the production value of the music itself. Love it, man. Like I said, it's like a whirlwind. You never really understand what's going to happen next with it, but it just all works. It just all works. It's all done so brilliantly. The transitions are flawless. It's done just so magnificently. It's like I said, it is art versus just like almost like slam poetry, right? Which that's art too, right? But art is just, slam poetry is different in the fact of like inner dialogue, thought, whatever, just put out there in an a cappella form. When you're tying music to it, you're creating a different form of art there, right? So but it's still art. It's all meant to be taken all in. You know, you shouldn't be thinking in the first 10 seconds of the song whether you love or hate this already. It should be at the end of it, you contemplate on how you felt about it. How did it make you feel? And that's how, when I listen to her stuff, I feel very much like, man, you walk away from her music feeling something. Not always like the happiest, but I like that personally. Is I like music that makes me feel, even if it makes me feel sad. I just love anything that makes me feel anything at all. And I feel like that's what she does. Is she makes art and music that causes you to feel, whether or not it's great emotion. You know what I mean? Not every emotion is a happy one, but it does make you feel something. And I feel like that's what I'm always looking for. So I think that's really all I got for this one, friends. I think probably the way I probably would want to end this video would probably be kind to yourself first and foremost, and always make sure you're kind to your neighbors and strangers online. You know, the world is already a pretty dark and sad place, and there's not a lot of places where you can go where you're free of those things. But I think that's definitely one thing that we've tried to do with the Foxtrot family, is try to create an environment where you didn't have to worry about that when you were hanging out with the Foxtrot family. And I feel like, if anything, this video today has kind of given me a reminder of that. And that, to remind you guys all out there as well, again, just to be kind to yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself, man, because I know how easy it is to beat ourselves up. And to just tear ourselves down because of what we see online, what we don't see online, whatever. Just, for me, I don't even need a reason. You know what I mean? I don't need to go online to find a reason, but I find them on there too, you know? So I know it's easy to do. So, yeah, be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself, and again, spread a little love out there in the world versus some hate, because there's enough of it out there. Definitely want to shout out Woo. Again, definitely want to appreciate you for your patience on these, friends. And yeah, until the next Raye video, guys, be kind to a stranger. Tell somebody that you love them. And if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, it's always room for you.